Hi, my name is Sam Belkowitz, and I am the Fine Arts Equipment Room Manager. The equipment room is located on the basement floor of Charles Adams Hall. We're open 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday, and 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. I also have office hours Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m., during which I will be available to answer any questions regarding equipment authorizations or late fees. Your professor should have given you two pieces of paper: the equipment loan agreement and the Fine Arts Equipment Room policies and procedures. It is very important that you read both of these documents carefully, then clearly fill out and sign the loan agreement form and turn it into your professor. The loan agreement form is a binding contract between you and the university. You must adhere to all the policies and procedures detailed on this form. Habitual abusers of the system jeopardize their access to equipment, so please always be cognizant of the rules. The Fine Arts Equipment Room lends equipment to students enrolled in specific fine arts courses. The equipment that you have access to has been predetermined by your professor to suit your assignment and course needs. If at any point you have questions about the equipment and facilities you have access to, please ask either your professor or any of the equipment room staff members. It is also important to remember that you, the student, assume complete financial responsibility for the equipment that you checked out, and you will be billed for the cost of any repairs or replacement that results from lost, stolen, damaged, or broken equipment. These expenses will be charged to your bursar bill. Additionally, there is a late fee of $10 per hour charged to your bursar bill if equipment is not returned by the designated return time. Be careful, the clock runs overnight, so these fees can add up fast. Make sure that you always return all of your equipment on time. Even if you are only missing one component of a checkout, like a cable or charger, the fees will accumulate until all the components have been returned. The fee also compounds if you have multiple late checkouts. Now let's talk about how checkouts, returns, and reservations work. Once you have determined what equipment you would like to use, you can come to the equipment room during our listed hours to make a reservation or a checkout. Always have your pen card ready for checkout or reservations. No pen card, no service. You may take out equipment for a maximum of 48 hours, equipment room hours allowing. Checkout and return times must always be at least 1/2 hour after opening and 1/2 hour before closing. Reservations expire if not picked up within a small grace period, so always be on time to pick up your reservations. You are limited to 48 hours of equipment reservation per week, which can be broken up if needed. You also have 4 hours of room reservation time per week, which must be scheduled around class times. Room reservations and equipment reservations must always be made separately, as rooms are considered non-circulating resources. Please be aware that the equipment room does not provide consumables, batteries, or memory cards. Once again, make sure you always return all of your equipment on time, and please bring it back in a neat and organized manner. Coil cords, collapse tripods, make sure lights have cooled, and please be aware of barcodes. If you're returning a backdrop, make sure that the barcode is on top and is accessible. You must stay at the counter until all of the equipment has been scanned back in and the technician has verified that the return is complete. You cannot automatically renew equipment, so you must always bring all of the equipment back to the equipment room before trying to check it out again. You may also reserve equipment online from a remote location. Please continue watching to learn how.
So you want to reserve some equipment. I can walk you through that process. To reserve equipment remotely, please go to the website www.design.upenn.edu/comp/ listed here. Then click on the Reserving Fine Arts Equipment link in the center of the page. Assuming you are reserving from a non-design location, click on this link, and then click on Remote Access. If you are reserving online from within a Penn Design building, that is, either Adams, Marison, or Morgan, the process will be shorter but essentially the same. enter in your PennDesign ID and password. Click on Reserve Equipment, and then re-enter your PennDesign ID and password. Great. So say I want to borrow a DSLR camera and tripod. I click on the calendar under Reservation Start to select the date I want to reserve my equipment. I can then choose the time I want to pick up this equipment. Next, I want to determine the length of my reservation. I can check out equipment for a maximum of 48 hours within the limits of the equipment room schedule. For example, you can see that when I try to select 7 p.m. on a Saturday, as I move to proceed with the reservation, an error message appears indicating that the equipment room is closed at the requested time. I must then go back and adjust my time to accommodate the equipment room schedule. Once all of this is set, I can select the equipment I want to reserve by clicking on Add Resources. I can select resources by navigating the resource type list. The camera that I want to check out is a photography camera, so I will click on Photography. The class that I am in is Photography 1, so I will click on Digital Photography 1 cameras. I know that my instructor demoed me on the Canon Rebel T2i, so I will click on Canon EOS Rebel T2i DSLR camera kit. As this pops up, I can note all of the resources that are included in this kit. If my requested equipment is available, I can select Reserve one of this type. If the resource is not available, the system will tell me here, and then I will just have to adjust my date and time to accommodate the availability of the equipment. But as this equipment is available, I will select Reserve one of this type. The contents of the kit will show up under my reservation info. To add more equipment, I will continue to navigate the resource list. I would like to add a tripod to use with this camera, so I will click on Photography Tripods and select Basic Photography Tripod. I will then reserve one of this type. At this point, I can now confirm my reservation. All of the information for my reservation will show up in the center of the page, including the time for the pickup and the duration of the reservation, as well as its contents and the reservation number. If there is nothing else that I want to reserve at this time, I may either delete the reservation, create a new reservation, or log out. To edit this reservation or any other reservation, I will log back in and select the reservation number for the reservation I want to edit. I may then change the reservation to meet my needs. So that is all you need to know in order to reserve equipment remotely. Happy reserving.
We're just about finished with your equipment room crash course. Just a few final reminders. Always be respectful of all equipment room staff. It can take about 15 minutes to set up a checkout or reservation, or to complete a return, taking into account lines, complications, and large checkouts. So always give yourself enough time and never rush a technician. Please give your full attention to the technician, as they will need to ask questions and double-check details with you throughout the process. So please put personal conversations on hold and do not use your cell phone at the counter. And finally, treat all equipment with care and always leave the facilities clean. Thank you for watching, and if you have any further questions, please visit the equipment room during our listed hours. We are here to help you.